this is the Sun Woman, and I just want to welcome you to my channel. Happy new moon in Virgo, and not only is this new moon that's taking place on the 13th a time for new beginnings as the new moon astrologically, but it's also a solar eclipse. And just to explain what that means to us, I'm just going to use one of these seashells here to represent the Earth. And so during a solar eclipse, the moon is directly between the Earth and the Sun. Okay? And that in astrology is known as a conjunction between the Sun and the moon. Now during this time, this very brief time, the moon can kind of block out the Sun. And it temporarily turns off the lights, so to speak. So we have a finite focus as human beings, and it's natural for us to concentrate really on what's in front of us. At times, this can really limit our perspectives on the world and in our lives, and it can cause us to miss out on opportunities in our lives. So during these amazing solar eclipses, the eclipse might snatch away what's familiar to us temporarily, and that forces us to consider options we might never otherwise have explored in our lives. Although this kind of causes some temporary upheaval sometimes, eclipses are hard to be kind, so to speak, okay? So major growth can happen during these cosmic power outages. And this is really when we should leap into the new in our lives and generally improve, what's going on, even if we feel kind of forced by circumstances to do that. So this is a really big month. Not just the solar eclipse that's taking place on the 13th of September, but the full moon at the end of the month. You can really think of it like an astrological purge that's going on for us, a true cleansing. And there are going to be truths that are going to be revealed. Old systems, old situations are going to fall by the wayside in our lives. I'm telling you, by October, we're going to be totally new, different people, and it's exciting, it's scary, but this is something that's going to be happening for the good in your life, for your spiritual good, and for to improve the quality of your life, which is really most important. It's going to be a time, if you're ready, to really set your intentions on what you want in your life, what you want to see, what you want to know, the truth that you want to find out, either from yourself, or the people that are around you. Denial can be very comfortable, but it's really not real. We've got to take a deep breath for this new moon and ask for the truth. And even though that might scare us, know that what comes out of it is going to move us to the next level on our paths here, okay? Now, look at what hasn't been working in your life. Make a declaration to yourself that you're not going to operate with old situations, old parameters anymore. For example, if you've been behaving a certain way in a romantic relationship and you've really outgrown that way of being, it's time to switch to something else. Be really honest with yourself. If you're not happy with what you're receiving in your life, what can you do what can you change to set up a new paradigm, a new structure? Remember, often what we're not currently receiving is the same thing that we're not giving generously in our lives, okay? Now this Virgo energy, it's all about cleaning up, tidying up, decluttering, becoming organized so that we can really take control of our lives. Remember, you can't make empowered decisions when you're living in a mess, either emotionally, psychologically, or even physically, in your own surroundings. So have a clean space in your mind, in your heart, in your life to act from, and that's going to be the ideal baseline to get the most out of these tremendous energies, okay? So again, this is the Sun Woman. I'm an empathic astrologer and tarot reader, and I'm going to go ahead and do a reading for each of the individual 12 signs, and these readings apply to you whether the sun is in the sign, whether it's your moon sign or your rising sign. Thank you so much. Hello Taurus, my Taurus friends, welcome to my channel, and this is going to be your reading for the new moon eclipse in Virgo, and thank you to those who are checking in, who have previously subscribed, and for my new Taurus friends, welcome. This particular new moon is going to be affecting your fifth house matters. So the fifth house is the house of romance, of love affairs, of dating. It's also the house that rules children and any situations involving children of your own. It also includes creativity, so any type of creative projects that you might be working on, self-expression in any way. These are the areas that are all ruled by that fifth house energy, and this is where this new moon eclipse in Virgo is going to be focusing its energy for you, my Taurians. Okay, so I'm going to do a 7-card reading here and find out what the messages are for you for this particular month cycle, which starts September 13th and goes through mid-October to the new moon in October, okay, which is going to be the new moon in Libra. Okay. All right, so it looks like in the reading right now I have a balance of swords cards and heart cards. There's one, I'm sorry, I actually have 3 swords cards, which is the dominant suit here, and 2 cups cards. So we're talking about ideas, thoughts, maybe some stresses here on in emotional situations. Let's go ahead and go through the cards and see what the message is. So in the past we have a 6 of Swords, and the 6 of Swords talks about moving away from difficulties, from stresses and strains that you may have been experiencing in this past month. So you may have found in the month of August, you know, that there was a lot going on for you, you know, a lot of changes going on in your life or emotional stress. And the 6 of Swords says that if somehow you have been able to start moving away from those troubled waters, from those difficulties, okay? So this is the energy that you'll be bringing into September, into September's new moon cycle. There's a possibility that you were traveling and that you're back home, or that you were home and that you're now traveling somewhere else to kind of get away from where you were. The 6 of Swords talks about moving on to calmer shores, okay? So that's the energy that we're bringing into this September new moon cycle. The 7 of Swords is the card that is currently on top of you, and in your current situation, again, it resonates with that 6 of Swords. You may still be carrying some burdens from this past month. You may still be carrying some stress. What I see is a need for you to start laying down those burdens, all right? There are 7 swords in the card. I see the person is carrying 5. He or she has already planted 2 of them in the ground. So there are about, you know, there are some more things that you're needing to let go of in this month before you can really start moving forward and releasing, you know, whatever's been holding you back. And the 7 of Swords sometimes talks about things that are undercover, something that's been held as a secret or held inside. So what I'm thinking is this may be stresses that you're not necessarily, you haven't been sharing with someone. You've been keeping to yourself. You've been kind of carrying it all by yourself. And there is a need for you to move away from that. someone in your life may have done something to you that you have now discovered, okay, or that you are going to be discovering in this new moon cycle. Yes, it may have caused you some stress, it may have thrown you off emotionally, but understand that whatever it is for the better of your life, okay? It is to allow you to now start laying down perhaps feelings of loyalty that you were holding on to, but that really this person did not necessarily deserve to be receiving from you, okay? And this situation may have been weighing heavily on you. Now, in the near future, what I'm seeing in the next month is really a desire not to make any effort towards whatever that relationship is. Now, what I'm feeling is that you may have been seeing someone or involved with someone. You may have discovered information that really has thrown you off, and you're going to be really reconsidering any efforts that you have made towards that person and towards that relationship, in considering moving forward or ending the situation. I really feel like you are feeling that you don't want to put any more effort into it, okay? That's what that Three of Pentacles is reversed is telling me, that you're not going to be wanting to put more effort into this situation. And if it is one where someone has done something to you that you have discovered, you're kind of well-founded in your feelings to not give more to this relationship or to this situation that is no longer serving you. Okay, now the Three of Swords reversed in your crowning position, and which is also the advice card, very clearly the message is here that you may need to cut ties, okay? You may need to cut yourself off from this person, and if you are feeling cut off and detached from the relationship, it is for the best for you, because there is something that's going to be coming up for you, a new situation that is going to be what your wish is. Your wish is going to be coming true. And that's coming up in the reading here. Let me just move forward with it. In your house with the Seven of Cups reversed, the house here is the position of others around you, your external influences, the people around you, things that are out of your hands, okay? So external influences that are around you. You may have been really confused by someone as far as what their intentions were, how they felt about you, what needs to be done to get closer to this person, you may have felt like a decision needed to be made by this person, and right now it looks like a decision has been made, okay? With the Seven of Cups reversed, there may have been confusion, and now the decision has been made. Okay, now what I'm feeling is that this is the other person's influence on you. So you may have been dealing with someone who had someone else in their life besides you, okay, who may have been seeing multiple people, and they have made a decision that they are going to go in a different direction, not in this relationship with you, okay? Now understand that this is something that was out of your hands. This is nothing that you could do to really influence this person. This is a person who has been confused, really did not know what he or she wanted in their life, may have really just been in it just to have a good time and not looking to commit to anything, kind of all over the place, many options, wanting to have many options and not settle into something permanent at this time. This was not in your control, Okay, so don't beat yourself up about this. If this is your situation, you know, we can only control our own actions, our own intentions. We can't change someone. Someone else's path is their path, our path is our path, and we have to be willing to release that person to their own life. So here we have the Star card, and the Star card is reversed in the area that talks about your hopes and fears. And yes, of course, you know, if you were in a situation that did not pan out the way that you really were hoping it would be, there definitely, you know, it's understandable to have a feeling of pessimism about relationships, you know, to feel like it was a hopeless situation. And you know, what you have to understand is that you cannot lose hope. Okay, you cannot lose hope because good things are coming. You may be saying, okay, you know, am I ever going to meet the person that I was hoping to meet? Am I ever going to meet that person who is right for me? This Nine of Cups in the future is saying yes, okay? And for me, the Nine of Cups is one of the most beautiful cards in the deck because it is telling you, yes, your wish is going to come true. Traditionally, if you ask any astrologer, they'll tell you that the Nine of Cups is the wish come true card. It's also the be careful what you wish for card. So remember that you know, what your intentions are and what you're looking for, you are going to find it. Just be certain that it is what you really want, that you put out into the universe, you know, the qualities and the intentions that you want the person for you to have, and that person will present him or herself. And it looks like within the next 30-day cycle, you are going to be either meeting one person or you are going to be finding that you have many cups offered to you, cups of love offered to you, that could end up being the situation you're looking for and the person that you're looking for. Now, keep in mind, you know, look at the expression on this person's face is kind of smug, kind of, oh, well, you know, I've got so much being offered to me, you know, my cup runneth over. That's beautiful, but don't be smug about the situation. Understand that you're dealing with the romantic, you're dealing with feelings, you're being offered by the universe what it is that you want. So make sure that you appreciate the gifts, the blessings that are going to be presented to you on an emotional level, okay? Understand that what's being brought to you, what has been taken away from you, is going to be replaced by something that was better for you than what you thought you had, okay? And so this is a beautiful message. It's a very optimistic message for you. You may be feeling pessimistic, but the Nine of Cups is telling you, forget about this. Let that pessimism go. Have faith and believe that what you want is coming to you, Taurus, okay? And so what I like to do is just go ahead and take a card from the Oracle deck, and I've already shuffled the cards here, and what I'm going to do is just take the card off the top of the deck for my Tauruses. And what I have here is the clinging, number 30. And the key words on this, the affirmations on this card are fire, illumination, inspiration, devotion, and all-consuming passion. Wow. Regeneration, spirituality, virtue, and enlightenment. All right, so if you look at the woman